Hey there, I'm your buddy. I'm your guy. I came through. I actually showed up, right? I'm like the deadbeat dad who finally decided to come to like your birthday party or something and actually tell you something cool. Certainly, I should be a quadruple New York Times bestseller, but I don't even care anymore because it's up to them what they want to say. Or whether they want me to be that or not is their discretion. What?
This is the microphone, I believe.
They're both the same. It won't make any difference now I fix it.
Check, check. Oh, this is the one.
It won't make any difference, but if you want me to change mics, I will. Yeah, so folks, we've also had...
That one's a lot better.
It's not, but we've had an enormous amount of work going on in terms of understanding our audio gear and trying to get it to work as well as possible. All right, what are you snapping your fingers for? The point is, seed of divine infinity that you are, the purity of the creative potential. And we'll see you next time.
Okay.
When I called Corey back and I said, wait a minute, what's going on with this 3-day magnetic pulse? And then I got the briefings, I put it all together, that we're going to get these presidential emergency briefings coming off of our phone. They won't say what's really going on at the time. Now here's another big part of this briefing, folks. We have to rewire and reboot the internet. That's part of why the internet's got to go down completely for 3 days. Because there are certain major nodes, certain major choke points that all the traffic is flowing through. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've done your homework. And these nodes are very dark. There's more than one of them, and they must be removed. After those particular choke points are literally taken out of the internet, they're cutting the cords, they're rewiring everything, then they turn it back on because now all these very evil and dark places that the cabal was using for censorship, for surveillance, all that stuff, all those tools will be taken away from the cabal now. So that's part of what's going to happen. We get a new internet that doesn't have the bad guys being able to watch you through your camera phone anymore. So this is part of why they got to turn off everything, okay? It's very important. The Alliance does not want you to be afraid during these 3 days. They want you to be excited because this is not martial law. This is not a takeover. Stay home. Don't be a weekend warrior. Don't go running outside with a gun. Somebody will shoot you if you do that. It's not a good idea. Stay inside and be happy that we're going to get this thing. Because after it's over, we get the truth coming at us from everywhere. Breaking news. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order authorizing the call-up of up to 1 million reserve military personnel in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard. We need 100% of people inside their homes in order to see what the U.S. military will broadcast on all televisions around the world once they turn the lights back on, proverbially speaking, after the 3 days. This will be very painful, but we can no longer have our people divided. Around Sunday or Monday, which again is today, I don't know if it's going to be this fast, it probably will be a little longer based on another briefing we just got, which I'll show you in a minute. The President of the United States will tweet to my American fellow citizens that the storm is upon us. And we received no briefings on when this will be. We will then go, I don't think this is really true, but we will go to full global martial law. And he says the chances are, if you're the president, that you'll be on board your military plane Air Force One when you send 7 presidential messages to all televisions and phones around the world in the emergency broadcast system. In the U.S., they will shut down all internet media and phones and all television programming for the U.S. military. Only the emergency services will be working. Then they will broadcast 10 days of 3 times 8 hours. So the same shift, 8-hour shifts for 10 days, and you got to watch one of the 3 shifts of video confessions, military courts, and a lot of evidence for the scandals that we listed in our article on the storm, which again is a lot of the same stuff I'm saying. While this is happening, they will eliminate the world government and carry out global arrests with 500,000 criminal charges. And then they have various plans of how this new financial system will be in place. I don't know if those are really going to happen, but there's Gesara and Nessara. They might not happen quite that way, but it is going to be a complete rewiring of planet Earth. So don't hate me if nothing happens, but I sure do think it's going to be something. He said, I heard something about a media shutdown that will take place between April 1st and 10th, when a lot of indictments will be unsealed, ending on Good Friday I'm hopeful. The Alliance has authorized me and certain others getting this information to tell you this so that you don't freak out when we go into the phone lockdown part. I'm realizing that they're building this whole concept of the mass arrest around the idea of ascension. In the Law of One material, which is my source text, I've used it for many years, and I only use this text because it's so accurate. Why are you guys cherry picking a tiny little subset of the data? Cherry pick a little bit and you look for the most negative stuff you can find and then you amplify it. Ah! Your hair's on fire like Beaker. Oh my God, oh my God. Come on, man. I'm not going to say it. A scapegoat. That's how he said it. My God, they made the N-word a scapegoat. And he was crying and sobbing and heaving. Well, what we found out was that during that meeting, he was called the N-word repeatedly, multiple times. This man, Bush Sr., was vicious. His teeth were bared. Look, you effing da-da-da-da. And he said all this kind of stuff to him. Now it is one of the most heartbreaking things. I mean, honest to God. I know this is true, folks. And he did not deserve that. But Obama, what the hell are you doing, man? You need to stop this shit. If you study the letter that I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then I would recommend going and looking. But, they threatened him. And it's very, very sad because they told him that he would be killed if he resisted the plan. And his family made a decision that he was not going to participate in what he wanted to do, which was to bring them down. They hazed him very badly in the beginning. They buzzed Air Force One. And there's a whole other thing that I'm going to do later on about that. You look at the look on this man's face, and you think about what he was about to do. It's crazy. I'm sorry, folks. Sorry. I don't like this. I don't like talking about this stuff. Some things I don't mind talking about. I don't like talking about this. What the hell are you doing, dude? You got to stop this. You can't. You got to make those calls and you got to think about what you're doing. And you have to think about the steps that you people are taking and what you think is okay to get to the goal that you think you have. For God's sake, take the deal. Take the deal and stop this. There's a lot of people who are going to be able to get out of this, okay? But you have to take the deal and you have to cooperate. You're going to lose. You're not going to win. And you are just sore losers and you are not being in integrity. But you don't care. And you're putting us all through hell and it needs to stop. But if you don't do this, we are screwed, man. I don't know how bad it's going to get. They're going to make it so scary to go to a polling place that nobody wants to go to vote because you're going to get shot. I take that back. When we go back, we'll edit that part out. No, we can't do that. It's live. You think I want to talk about this? You think I want to be up here on this fucking camera talking about this shit? I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to get like this. I didn't know it was going to get this bad. And I'm the positive guy. I mean, I always try to make it positive. But this is just crazy. The quadra-gays, yes. But nothing gay is going to happen. It's only a title. Anyway, wow, I got to stop. You have to use the orgasmic energy, apparently. There's something about the orgasmic energy. Rub-a-dub-dub, 4 minutes. I'm not even going to go there, okay? There is a monster under the bed. You can look at it if you want to, but it's really going to gross you out and you're probably going to want to puke. Honest to God. Thank you for being here. It's been total chaos ever since. Go back to the slide now. Okay, well, what would an airplane think? I don't know. What kind of airplane do you think we should ask? I might have an airplane that looks a little familiar to you. If this airplane could only talk, after all the times gone by, if this airplane could talk, what would it say? What would this particular airplane have to say if there was a previous tenant that was in this airplane before? And maybe the other guy was in this airplane sometimes before. Let's just ask, let's just...
You're crap. You're failure.
So, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Shut up. I'm in charge.
I gotta know. Did strange things happen in there?
I'll eat your ass.
Really?
I will eat your ass.
Really?
I will eat your ass like corn on the cob.
No way. Right in there. In there. The crazy stuff. If airplanes could talk. I will crawl naked over broken glass. It would have been fine if it wasn't for you meddling kids. She actually said that. I was there. Scooby thinks that it's a monster, oh, give me Scooby snacks. They're psychopaths. Do you get it yet? You cannot be gay. You don't get to complain. You don't even get to have a voice if you complain. We're going to take that away from you. I can get both of them going. Look at that. I can do it both at the same time in different ways. Isn't that amazing? How does he do that? How is it even possible? And why is he so awesome? And now I'm jealous, desperate, and needy all the time. Well, yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about all that stuff. My wife wants to go for the jugular. I'm not ready for that yet. I know what you're talking about. And by the way, you can be going on all different camera angles as I do this. Just keep taking it from different shots. And let it go. But wait a minute. Oh, there's so many things I could say, folks. And I said I'm not going to do any fundraising, so I won't. I got to not do it. I'm David Wilcock. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I can say this, but he's already said this before, that Ben built spaceships that we're using in this off-planet situation, which is, when you really find out what's going on and what's happening on Earth, it's very depressing, and it totally fits with biblical prophecy, because it appears that both gray aliens and reptilians are feeding on human bodies. That's one of the things that you learn. We need to get rid of these human traffickers. We need to get these aliens out of here, because they are demons, and it's worse than you think. What's going on with the border? Most of those people are not going to become American citizens. That's what they call a meat wagon. And I heard about meat wagons all the way back in 2010, that they let people through the border, they put them on a bus, they drive them into an underground base, and whatever happens from there. These human-looking extraterrestrials are soaking in a liquid bath that's made from human bodies. This is apparently what grays have to do to survive. That's why their DNA is breaking down, is that their genetics, they cloned themselves off of a small subject pool. But the part that we don't know is that the way that they try to stay alive is by using human growth factors and stem cells. And we, as in our secret government, have made the grays an alternative option that can keep them alive, but they don't like the taste. Okay, I'm going to tell you something really dark, and I'm sorry, but what's happening is that those UFOs are pulling up to corrupted U.S. military elements, and then they pick up their payment from the ship, if you follow what I'm saying by payment. They're picking up their payments. Our military is doing this. We took a crappy deal, we took a horrible deal, and we now have enough technology that we can actually get rid of these people and stop the payments. But in order to do that, we're going to need a civilian space force. We're going to need a civilian-led, or at least a civilians with military so that we can go against corrupted aspects of our own infrastructure that are actually cooperating with these beings and using this for their own sustenance, I guess. And wouldn't you know, I got a tractor driving right behind me. There is a war going on with the Draco right now, and Pete would talk to me about this, and he said that we were winning. There's about, from what Pete said, there's about 3,500 of these ships out there that Ben built, at least, that we're using. And he said there's Americans all over the galaxy. He said that we have colonized 65 locations off planet Earth throughout the galaxy, and that each one of these locations typically will have at least 3,500 soldiers there.
So
the
first
big
of all,
thing is to fight these reptilians. In fact, I just got a whole bunch of new information on the Draco today, believe it or not. They are distributed all throughout the constellation Draco. And apparently the reason the constellation Draco was named that way is because there's a lot of them out there. One of the main contingents of Greys that are here, that are working with our secret government, they require human protein to survive, or so they think. They like the taste. They soak in it like a bath. I don't know how they prepare it. I don't know. They don't need, so the Greys apparently don't need Satanism to be involved in the preparation of the food. But the reptilians do. The reptilians, they prefer to eat meat, whereas the Greys actually do kind of like a blended human shake.
a human smoothie, yeah, got it.
So that's I'm sorry to talk about this, but I feel like I got to get this out somehow. You know, if something happened to me, I wanted to make sure everybody knows this. So I don't think anything will, but you know. Hey, it's your buddy. Real debut of our anti-gravity and free energy company. This is not a hoax. We're actually moving forward to do these technologies, get them out to the public. And so I'm here today just to remind you, add these questions. Look over here now. You know, I don't expect you to have 4 camera angles like this. So I want to share with you a video that I shot in our secret hangar. It won't be secret for a whole lot longer, but you know, we're just trying to not let it be too obvious so that our enemies don't get a head start. And I am here in our undisclosed location, which is codenamed Snapper. And this is the future, folks. This is where we're going to be prototyping your hover car that we would like to have ready for commercial development at an affordable price in the not too distant future, hopefully within 4 years, and a working prototype within 1 year. As you can see, I was not lying to you. Hello! We will be hoping to sell you hover cars very soon. I can't actually live in the building. I asked, and our zoning regulations don't allow that. I believe that what you're seeing here is a totally feasible machine, a totally feasible device. So this is the Holy Grail. As part of the aerospace community, we don't only want to pitch foreign countries, we also want to pitch the United States on our products. To be perfectly honest with you, we haven't had the kind of interest and participation from United States investors that we had wanted. I performed. And then now we have some new investors. You have to use the orgasmic energy, apparently. There's something about the orgasmic energy. You know, rub-a-dub-dub, 4 minutes. I'm not even going to go there, okay? But I'm your deadbeat dad. I've never met 45. It didn't quite happen. But I had a dream years ago where it said I was one of the founding fathers of anti-gravity, or that I would be seen as one of the founding fathers. In aerospace, in order to do engineering, it can cost like $2 billion a prototype. Engineering is incredibly expensive, and the main reason is because a lot of people don't know what they're doing. And it turns out that people don't really know how to make airplanes very well. It is very expensive to make new jets, but from all the people who I've spoken to on the inside, it's a commonly held belief that Ben is the premier aircraft or spacecraft designer on Earth today. I want to show you, first of all, a 3D printed version of a craft that we designed will actually travel through space if we so desire. I was very proud of myself. This was the first time I've been able to get the 3D printer to make one of these. Now, wait a minute, David. That looks kind of evil. That looks like the devil's pitchfork. What the hell are you all doing here? This is a plane that is literally capable of traveling at Mach 4. This will be the fastest airplane as possible. So this is what you would use if there's a sudden spontaneous invasion and you barely have enough time to get your guys into the jets. I'm a retard, okay, so you all can laugh. I put the wings on upside down. This is before Ben, I said, could we please make some, like special part on the wings? It's like a square notch that we can put it in. He did. So the engines are upside down, but I just thought, I don't know, maybe they work that way. When I thought about it more, it didn't make any sense. But anyway, and it turns out that people don't really know how to make airplanes very well. Now, I had no idea that when I printed these out that any pattern would emerge. This is actually what happened. If you look at the image of the first three, so there's a plate. So obviously I'm not, the Jesus statue is already there in our house. I'm talking now about the plastic below Jesus, because there on the back side of this model of what looks to me an awful lot like the crucifix, right? This is really incredible. I mean, I don't know what the hell to make out of this. This does not appear to be an accident. This is no bluff to try to raise money for no reason. My wife and I actually were down to our last $3,000 before we started this course. So it was a pretty dire situation. The way that it got timed was, it just happened to work out. I might not actually be your deadbeat dad. That was more of a figure of speech. In this video that will become part of history if we do end up doing the Wright brothers of anti-gravity. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday.